Hey guys, Peepo here, and today's video is going to be about this, the StringKing Metal Plus. So, just getting right into it with this. This is the nickel color, or as a lot of people have started calling it, gold. It is actually nickel. So if you look at most brand new nickels that come off of the production line or come into your store or whatever, they'll be kind of similar to this color. But so this is the Metal Plus. It is what they call the workhorse from the two different shafts from StringKing, which I would have to say that it is probably comparable to a scandium shaft, like one of your stronger scandium shafts. So it's a little bit stronger but still very light at 150 grams, whereas the regular metal is 130, which is ridiculous if you compare it to almost any other weighted shaft or anything out there. If you want to compare as far as lightness, if you pick up a gate ice of any type, any gate ice of attack length, it is the metal will be lighter. If anything, the Metal Plus will be similar in weight, maybe off by about 10 grams or so. But so fairly strong, definitely very light. Everybody that's picked it up since I've had it at the store has been like, wow, that's really light. And then they go and pick up the metal and they're like, holy cow, that's even lighter. And that's with the butt end, a roll of tape, and another butt end in it. So most of the time you'll see the tape set up like this all the way down at the bottom, with the other butt end in a kind of like wrapping plastic right on the end so that it doesn't come off. But even with that all on it, it is extremely light. And when we tell people take that off, and it's even lighter, and they're just like, holy cow. But so this is the shape that they have. It's not so much a concave shape. I would say that its best comparison would be if you've ever seen or had an Under Armour armor grip shaft. It's a little similar to that in shape, but it's not as drastic of a curvature here on the cross sections. But so because of the shape that it has, it really sits extremely well in your hands. It feels good when your actual, like, I know my style of play is my thumb tends to kind of be back on the shaft like this. That's how I usually throw bottom and top hand, whether I'm left-handed or right-handed, and my thumb just sits right into that groove. And then the same thing can be said about where my fingers sit. So this is the very front of the shaft. My finger will rest right into this cross section, and then the other digit will rest in that one, and then my thumb rests where I already showed you. And basically it's a very comfortable grip. There aren't many shafts out there to where I could say this is an extremely comfortable grip. Even with gloves on, it still feels very good. I've had some shafts out there when I put the tape on it, it's just like, holy crud, this feels really nice without gloves on, and then all of a sudden I put the gloves on and it doesn't feel anything like what I wanted it to. So for whether or not you're catching, throwing, coaching, playing, it doesn't matter. It's a very comfortable grip. The actual rubber butt end itself, kind of cool design. It also has that on there. That's StringKing's new logo. But the rubber butt end is extremely low profile. It's not kind of boxy like this one. What is this one? This is a true one, but a true butt end from True Lacrosse. But this one's kind of boxish, and it's a little, it kind of stands out from the shaft a little too much. So you got to get a little creative with your tape job. This one, it's almost really kind of difficult to get the rubber butt end off if you want to put the plastic cap inside, which It slides in and it comes out easy enough if you need it to, but not if you're just playing. But since it's such a low profile butt end, you can tape it up almost any way you want and it's still there. And the very bottom of it is pretty stiff and thick so that the shaft doesn't actually go through it. But like any shaft that I usually do, I usually take off the butt end no matter what, put a little bit of tape on it so it doesn't bust through the bottom. Also, a really cool feature about the StringKing shafts, whether you have the deep holes, the Metal Plus, they have 3 pre-drilled holes, and it fits about 90% of the heads that are out there. There might be a couple of your off-brand heads or just some of your older ones, like old shafts. Or old heads that you'll probably have to drill in between those two or something. But 90%, which is a lot of heads out there, will be able to just put on the shaft and go. Of course, you have to put the screw in, which it does come with a screw. Nice little screw. It's not a self-tapping because it already has holes. So just overall, a very well set up piece of equipment for you guys out there. Although because it is, in my opinion, similar to possibly a scandium shaft, they didn't say what's actually in it, but I've had a few run-ins with what happens with the metals, which I would honestly suggest that if you're gonna get a metal shaft, don't be somebody that gets hit a lot. Like if you're somebody that just draws checks, like stick checks, not so much body checks. If you draw stick checks constantly, the metal's probably not for you. It really is such a light shaft that you have to get the ball is literally in your stick, out of your stick, just like they're advertising. It's the light. It's supposed to be light for a reason because you don't get hit. This one, on the other hand, they built it to be the workhorse. It's supposed to be a little tough, and I haven't really seen anybody have too bad of experiences with the Metal Pluses. I've had 1 or 2 metals come in because, again, they just wanted really light. They didn't go for super strong or go for a stronger shaft simply because they wanted light. They didn't think about the fact that, hey, the lighter it is, more often than not, it's not going to be very strong. So you got to think when you're buying a shaft. So if you're somebody that draws checks, the Metal Plus might be for you over top of the metal. But that's my review. Honest opinion, it is a good contender against other companies out there. I feel that it's a very affordable price at $100. No, 110, I believe, is the Metal Plus, but $100 for a metal. So that's a crazy affordable price in comparison to some of the shafts out there that are like 150 because they're the strongest on the market and whatnot. But definitely a good pickup if you are looking for something new to try out there. Also, before I end this, they have what's called guarantees, or rather their warranties. They have a 2-month warranty from the time that it's bought on the metal, and then it's a 3-month warranty on the Metal Plus. So that basically means, depending on your retailer, like with LU, it's 30 days upon purchase. You can do an in-store return or exchange. Exchange only if it's brand new, doesn't have anything taken off of it or whatever. But if it's broken, get it replaced. And then after that, it's a durability guarantee, not so much a warranty of, hey, this is going to be good. It's if it's severely damaged within that time frame, you can get a replacement. But so overall, I do like the Metal Plus shaft. It's fairly sturdy. I don't really have any complaints about it. The balance is awesome. It might take you a second to figure out which head you really want to put on it as far as balance, like I've talked about before when it comes to balance with a head. But hopefully you guys got something out of this to where you can decide whether or not you want a Metal Plus. But thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you later.